All right, so here's some practical considerations with getting an MBA, and I think that these are very important for all of you that are curious about getting an MBA. So if you don't know me, I'm Professor Dave Maslach. I'm Associate Professor of Innovation Strategy and Entrepreneurship, and I created this whole reciprocity project to give back as much as I possibly can. There's so many people that help me out that I want to pay the favor for to help you out. So I created a sharing economy editing platform. That's where reciprocity.com is. Please do go buy some credits, go check it out, use it, and that's actually how this whole thing started. All right, so getting an MBA, what should you do and what should you know about? So it's really an MBA. It's about leveraging what you already know and the competence that you actually have, right? And it's also to get you to branch into different areas that you probably wouldn't have thought about. I think that's why the MBA degree is really, really valuable, is that it gets you to think in different ways. But it also gives you sort of the confidence to do what you already do and do it really, really well. So, what would I look for in terms of, getting into an MBA program and what you should do? What I think you should probably do is sort of really take it seriously and take this as your first task of a real financial consideration. It's the most important decision you're ever going to make in your career or in your life, other than, education is the most important. I would argue the most important decision. Sorry, you were going to make in your life, and it's even more important than picking a spouse and stuff like that, because it's going to stay with you forever. Whatever you learn, and it's going to stay in your head, right? You don't have that always with your spouse and all that kind of stuff, right? So it's an important decision, but you should take it seriously. And where you go is often dictating a lot of your life decisions after that and what you're going to do. So what I would look for is do a spreadsheet and look for programs that you think are going to have a relatively good break-even point. You can look up what that is, and then rank order the programs in an Excel spreadsheet. So think about what it is that you're looking for and rank order them in terms of, you can do pros and cons, or look up sort of different kinds of styles of decision making matrices. I like to do the sort of standard way that you'd learn in an MBA, where you have alternatives, and then you come up with decision criteria for those alternatives, and then you rank order those alternatives based on those criteria on some sort of mathematical formula, like maybe summing it up, for example, the things that you want to do. So it's important to do those things. So the other thing is, improve that GMAT score as much as possible. I had no idea, and I was just not, I was kind of silly with it all. That GMAT score really, really matters. And it's not just me saying that. You just go to any program. They're going to tell you it doesn't matter when you're looking at it, but it really, truly does. And the higher that GMAT score, the better it is. So take those courses. Well worth it. Everybody I ever known that has taken those courses. I didn't do that. I just read from the book and I studied for about 2 weeks. Maybe it was even 3 weeks, but it's not long enough. It wasn't enough time. You got to spend a lot of time and put a lot of effort into it to really bump up that GMAT score and really, really do a good job of that. The higher that sucker is, the more that it's going to count in terms, because people look at that stuff, right? Like, we're all human. We look at numbers, and that's how they simply rank order things. It's just the reality of it all. I apologize that it's not cool, but that's really what it is. Often that's the case. So the third thing I think is important. Don't just focus on the financial considerations. I think that is problematic, to just focus on the cost. You're not looking at the benefit, right? And a lot of programs have tremendous benefit that you can never see. And it's not going to be there until you actually go and do it. And you're like, oh my God, this was so worth it. Most people that do an MBA, it's very valuable for their career and it's going to help them out. So maybe it's not necessarily like the knowledge that you learn, although I would argue that there is a lot of knowledge. But, maybe it's because you have that MBA and everybody sort of looks at you. If you have a Harvard MBA, people look at you differently. And this goes from every institution that is like that, right? So at my institution, I try to avoid talking about it because I don't want to sway you in any sort of way, but you can look it up. If you had an MBA from my institution, it's pretty good. And so it matters, right? It's going to help out with what you're doing. So, the other thing I think is the most important thing, to me anyways, so the fourth thing is just really have those long conversations with family members and people that you care about. Talk about those career considerations with them. It's a lifelong thing. And you want to, think through what this actually means for you, right? Like really have that conversation, really talk to your family members, really like go there, right? I know it's hard. I know it's hard to talk about these things because you think that you're nerdy, but really go there in terms of what it means to you. So with that, give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Do subscribe to the YouTube channel. Take care and have a wonderful day. Bye.